It's the most powerful show on television. High drama with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
The Speed Station welcomes you to Texas World Speedway in College Station, Texas, for the running of the SpeedyCash.com 200. In the race analysis, today is 100 laps or 200 miles around the Texas World Speedway, with stage number 1 ending on lap number 25 and stage 2 ending on lap 50. You will likely have to make at least one green flag pit stop during the final stage, given the fact that it is 50 laps and expected fuel run is about 40 laps. Coming off of Auto Club Speedway, here is a look at your current point standings entering today's event. Casey Mears holds the point lead with a 2 starts and worst finish of second run so far with a win, a second place finish. He holds the point lead by 11 markers above Dawson Cram and Sheldon Creed, who are tied for second. But Cram gets the tiebreaker. Then Tanner Gray in fourth, who is 19 points behind the leader, Casey Mears. Ty Dillon, 24 points back. Haley Deegan, 24 points back as well. Chandler Smith, 27 back. Josefar, 29 back. Eckes, 35 back, as well as Ty Gibbs. And here's a very important note for today's race here at Texas World Speedway. Jordan Anderson is up in Fort Worth, Texas, running his Xfinity Series car in the practice sessions preparing for tomorrow's race at Texas Motor Speedway. However, down here at Texas World Speedway, Brandon Mcreynolds is making his Truck Series return in the number 3 for Anderson Germain Racing. Hello everyone and welcome back to the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Ride-Along segment. We are here at the famed Texas World Speedway, just about 1 year since the reopening. And I'll tell you what, this racetrack has really earned its keep, especially with the Budweiser shootout that was ran here in the off-season between 2020 and 2021 with the brand new surface and all the just revamping work that has been completed on the Speedway. It's just a fantastic racetrack at this point. Camping World Truck Series will be taking on this track for the first time today, and to my knowledge, this is the only Speedway that is 2 miles and above that is on the Truck Series schedule that is not utilized by another NASCAR division. So here we go. Green flag, I guess you could say, for what is possibly a qualifying lap. More or less full throttle with the very fresh asphalt here. You might just need to lift a little bit once the tires start to wear down. You can more or less put the truck wherever you want. And no track limits at this racetrack either. So I almost lost it right there. If I wanted to, I could technically make a pass down here, but I don't think that would work out so well. But the truck naturally wants to run right about the middle, right about here. And that's where you're going to see most of the racing happening today. Slingshots are going to be key. Pack racing at the beginning of the run. Once the run starts to thin out over the course of the race, with the tires wearing down, it's going to thin out. Lap time of 38.604. That's pretty good. Full throttle, 190 mile an hour, unrestricted, practically pack racing here at Texas World Speedway. Get ready for a fantastic show here today with the second Speedway race of the 2021 season. And how about this? Parker Kligerman scores the pole in the number 75 truck with Henderson Motorsports. I believe that's the first pole for the team since Caleb Holman drove their truck at Eldora. Then the second place qualifier is Gray Galding, who didn't even make the race at Daytona, but he is qualified second here with a great run, losing out on the pole by only 1/1000th of a second to Kligerman. Then Casey Mears, who so far his worst Truck Series finish in his whole career, second, and he qualifies third in the 60 truck. Timothy Peters in fourth, Trevor Bain in fifth, the 2011 Daytona 500 winner. Grant Enfinger qualifies sixth, last week's winner. Christian Eckes seventh, Ty Majeski eighth, Matt Crafton, the three-time champion, in ninth, and a defending champion of the series, Sheldon Creed, in 10th. And now let's go down trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Keep an eye on your temps for this first segment. We shouldn't really be in danger of overheating, but it will, probably get up to about 220, so just keep an eye on that.
And there's the green flag for the inaugural SpeedyCash.com 200 at Texas World Speedway. Kligerman already with a early jump. Casey Mears dropping back on the start of the race. Looks like the outside line's going to cut down to the inside. Gray Galding has cleared the field for second. Kligerman with a controlling lead at the moment. Down the backstretch, the 53 truck of Gray Galding up to the tailgate of the 75 down the long back straightaway. Casey Mears getting a bit of a push from Trevor Bain. Now Mears going for second. There you see the field starting to fan out just a little bit. Already groups of three wide racing. At the start-finish line, it looks like lap number 1 will be led by Parker Kligerman. Casey Mears has driven his way up into second place in the number 60 truck. Here comes Mears down to the inside. Exiting turn number 2. 75 truck does not have that much help out on the outside line. Here comes Matt Crafton, going 3 wide down on the inside, entering turn number 3 for second. Kligerman has to drop out. Casey Mears out front. The yellow flag is out for the first time today. Mears with a controlling lead will lead the field back to the caution flag above Matt Crafton. Then Timothy Peters. 4th place was taken by Trevor Bain, and 5th by Chandler Smith in the number 46. Entering turn number 1, there was almost a 5-wide moment. The 09 truck of Stephen Parsons makes contact with the 56 of Tyler Hill. Those two get sent up into the outside wall. Quite a bit of damage on the 56 truck of Hill. A little bit of front-end damage on the 2 truck of Sheldon Creed as well, as he got a little bit of collateral damage from this incident. There, the 56 truck slides backwards, being pushed along by the 09. Every truck involved in the incident is still running, but still quite a bit of damage on that number 56. So it looks like every single truck will be coming down pit road with the exception of the number 16 truck of Austin Hill. Bit of pit strategy going on right now for that Hattori Racing Enterprises entry. Casey Mears already having a great showing, but a little bit of contact on pit road with the number 12 truck of Christian Eckes. The first 2 winners of the year make contact on pit road, the 60 with some right side damage. The first truck out of pit road is Brett Holmes in the number 23, getting out in front of Matt Crafton, Trevor Bain, Casey Mears, and the 87 truck of Timothy Peters. But remember, that 16 truck of Austin Hill stayed out and is now your race leader. Also, we'd like to mention our brand new generator supplier, Generators Inc., for supplying the generators for this race and the foreseeable future of Spesta Corp's live television productions. We certainly switched away from the last generator company that certainly didn't go so well at Auto Club Speedway, now did it. And Parker Kligerman, after being shuffled out of line by Casey Mears in the number 60 truck while we were under green, then getting a very slow pit stop, he has now dropped down to 11th place in that 75 truck. But with the way that pack racing and drafting works at this racetrack, I'm pretty sure you could be out back and be up front fairly quickly. Also, make note of the number 24 truck of Raphael Lassard. He came down pit road in 10th place and now drops to right around 20th. This is his first start of the year in the GMS Racing number 24. We do have a Cup Series winner in today's race, that being the driver in the number 17 truck, David Reagan, driving for LGR Crosley. I'd expect a pretty strong run out of Reagan after he failed to make the NextEra Energy 250 at Daytona. They moved his scheduled start to Texas World Speedway. Even though he's not having a great run right now, I'm sure things will change by the end of today's 100-lapper. The 56 truck of Tyler Hill is now out of the race, which is pretty unfortunate for that driver's first start of the 2021 season. But Stephen Parsons is still in today's race. They had to cut the hood off that race truck, and the 2 truck of Sheldon Creed just needed a little bit of front-end damage repair, but not that significant. They should be able to stay in the pack with the 2 truck, although not the same situation for Stephen Parsons. Fairly soon after Phoenix Racing's successes throughout speed weeks and the sort this season, they have announced that they will be having a press conference on Tuesday afternoon. One could assume that might have something to do with possibly a second truck or something along the lines of that. Stay tuned, as we'll have more on that on episode number 1 of Post Tech. And this time by, the pace truck ducks onto pit road. Austin Hill slowly leading the field back to the start-finish line for a single-file restart. Green flag. Austin Hill did not get a very good jump. That probably doesn't have that much to do with tire wear, even knowing he did stay out. He only had about 3 laps on those tires, as here comes Trevor Bayne down to the inside of Brett Holmes. Bayne now up into second spot. In line behind that number 44 truck is the 60 of Casey Mears. Bayne trying to get up into the outside line. They make contact. Trevor Bayne goes around. Casey Mears up in front of the field as well, into the outside wall. Caution flag is out. Side drafting gone bad. Looks like only 4 trucks have been involved. Austin Hill gets away with the race lead as the field trying to race their way back to the caution without having yet another incident. Parker Kligerman runs in second. Gray Galding in third. Then the 4th place runner is Timothy Peters and the 33 truck in 5th, as we have still had more trucks getting up into the outside wall after the caution. Because of the huge checkup, more trucks were going 4 wide. I believe Haley Deegan and the number 52 truck of Stuart Friesen got turned around. Not that much damage on any of these competitors except for the 60 truck of Casey Mears. It looks like his luck has ran out this season, at least so far. I don't think that 60 truck's going to be anywhere near competitive, even if they can get that truck back out once they get the damage repaired on it. And this is just Trevor Bayne trying to get up into the outside line so he can work with the 23 truck. He miscalculates it, gets turned around by the 23. Then Mears has nowhere to go, makes contact. Mears gets turned around. Trevor Bayne does a pretty decent job of saving it, gets up into the 88 truck. Mears makes contact with the 46 of Chandler Smith up into the wall. They manage not to get hit by anybody else. And then the 44 and 88 trucks finally got turned around, but because of how wide this racetrack is, you can actually avoid an accident when it happens. It's not like Daytona or Talladega where you just start to pile in. This track gives you the room to miss it. And then this huge pack formed because they had to check up for the incident with Mears. Haley Deegan accidentally makes contact with Stuart Friesen in the number 52 truck. Those 2 trucks go up into the outside wall. They spin around. They don't make too much contact with the rest of the field, and they can keep their trucks together. Pretty much the same deal with the 12 truck of Christian Eckes. Gets turned down to the 21 by the 15, up into the 11 truck, into the outside wall. They hit up against each other. 12 truck almost gets turned around. He manages to save it as well. So more or less a bunch of bumper car wrecks just happened. With, I believe, the only truck that's very significantly damaged is the 60 of Casey Mears. The rest of these trucks, I believe, are going to be able to continue going. But like I said, though, imagine if that wreck would have happened at, say, Daytona or Talladega with Trevor Bayne spinning up in front of the field with Casey Mears. I bet you that would have turned into a fully fledged big one rather than just 4 or 5 trucks getting turned around. This time we have a split in pit strategy. Hill comes down with Timothy Peters, Ty Dillon, Brett Holmes, and the 45 truck of Brett Moffitt. Parker Kligerman will stay out above the number 53 truck of Gray Galding, the 33 of Ryan Truex, the 55 of Majeski. Those 3 trucks are teammates. Then the 92 of Austin Terrio, and the 40 of Will Rogers. Well, they cut the hood off the number 60 truck of Casey Mears, but he's still running. He's certainly going to be off the pace, but that means we, so far, only still have just 1 truck out of today's race, that being Tyler Hill. So, honestly, I'd say that's rather surprising after already having about, 4 incidents? Having just 1 truck out, we're doing pretty good so far. All these trucks they're still setting on pit road are getting some slight crash damage repair, like the 44 truck of Trevor Bayne. Kind of surprising that they spent a longer time on Bayne's truck than they did Casey Mears, who had to cut the hood off that truck. But still, quite significant damage on a couple of the runners of today's race. The 09 truck of Stephen Parsons has no hood, but he stayed out, so he's going to start in front of about 20 or so trucks. 60 truck doesn't have a hood. some aerodynamic troubles on quite a few trucks. And also another driver who stayed out was the number 3 truck of Brandon Mcreynolds. So this is the first time today we've really been able to see that truck up front. Let's see how he does on this restart. I will say this, though. Today's racing already has been old-school super speedway racing because these trucks are not running restricted. However, they can run mostly flat out and in drafts. So if you lift a little bit, you still have that throttle response back to the throttle pedal. You can get back up to full power pretty quickly. It's not like how at Daytona or Talladega. If you back off just a little bit, it takes about half a lap to gain that momentum back. At this track, you can do it very quickly because we're unrestricted. So I'd expect quite good racing throughout today's race if we can get more than about 3 or 4 laps into a run without somebody spinning. But like I've said, it's good for this speedway, the fact that it's so wide. You can practically land a plane in the turns, it's so wide. And unfortunately for David Reagan in the number 17 truck, his Ilmor NT1 engine has blown up under caution on lap number 10. That 17 truck is out of the race. And your pole sitter, Parker Kligerman, now leading the field down into the restart zone with the 53 truck of Gray Galding in line behind. Green flag. Kligerman did not get the jump he needed on the restart. Here comes Majeski and Truex going 3 wide down on the inside of the 53 truck. Majeski looks like he's going to have a little bit of drafting help coming from the 92 truck of Austin Theriault. Down the back straightaway, that 53 has dropped from 2nd down to 5th. Here comes Theriault all the way to the bottom. And now Rogers going 4 wide. Will Rogers trying to take up 2nd. He has to back out. This has really opened up the gap for the number 75 truck to take the race lead. 92 fighting for 2nd with the 55 truck down the long front stretch. 75 truck currently holds the lead by about 4/10. Entering turn number 1. Still a battle for 2nd. You see Gray Galding backing out on the top side. And it looks like Theriault has taken up 2nd spot. 42 truck of Carson Hocevar moving his way up into 4th, but yet again another 4-wide move being made by Dawson Cram, currently the 2nd place points runner, really tried to dive it into the corner. Now here comes the 92 truck up to the tailgate of the 75 of Parker Kligerman. Kligerman currently holds the top spot, entering turn number 1. The 55 down to the inside of the 92. Majeski trying to take up 2nd once again. Jesse Little has raced his way up into 4th. In the Diversified Motorsports Incorporated number 97. Majeski into 2nd. Kligerman still dominating the race. Dawson Cram into 5th place in the number 41 truck. I tell you what, they've been buying a little bit of equipment off of GMS Racing this year, and it has really been working. Here comes the 55 truck, trying to make his way down to the inside of the 75, now side drafting him entering turn 1. Majeski goes to the race lead with some help coming from the 97 of Jesse Little. Kligerman falls down to 3rd place. Majeski now out front. 97 and 75 battle for 2nd spot. Entering turn 3, looks like the 92 truck has to back out. Gray Galding back up into 5th place. And here comes the number 97 down the front stretch, challenging the 55 for the top spot. Dawson Cram getting the run. Galding thinking about going 4 wide into turn 1 for the race lead. He does it. Dives into the corner, and Gray Galding is now out front with a 4-wide pass entering turn number 1. What did I say about the slingshots in pre-race? This is the kind of stuff you're going to be seeing all day long. Entering turn number 3, the 41 truck of Dawson Cram takes up 2nd. A huge checkup out of the 97 truck of Jesse Little. That bottlenecks the field up just a little bit with some 4-wide moves being made on the exit of turn 4. There you see the KBM number 51 of Drew Dollar starting to make his way up towards the front. 4 wide being made by Ty Dillon down on the inside. Brandon Mcreynolds has to drop back. 41 truck of Dawson Cram now out front. He was pushed to the top spot by the number 16 truck of Austin Hill. Cram holds it down the backstretch entering turn number 3. 53 truck doesn't have that much help. And now Ty Dillon has made his way up into 5th place, going to take up 4th off the 53 truck, 16 down to the inside. At the stripe, it was still the number 41 truck to lead, but Austin Hill takes it entering turn number 1. Ty Dillon trying to take up 2nd in that 31 truck. Here comes Dillon down to the inside, going for the race lead already, with almost no help going to the 16 truck of Austin Hill. And already it looks like Ty Dillon is going to take the race lead. He has a very good technical teammate of Brandon Mcreynolds in line behind him. The 60 truck of Casey Mears, who he works so well with at Daytona, unfortunately has crash damage and will not be able to help Ty Dillon out front. But he does, like I said, have that 3 truck to rely on. Austin Hill currently running in 2nd. Behind the 3 truck is the 87 of Timothy Peters, slow truck up in front of the leaders. The field starts to fan out. 4 wide move being made. They easily get around the number 46 truck of Chandler Smith. Outside line just barely being blocked near the back. That is Austin Terrio getting stuck in line behind the 46. And now the field fanning out for top 5 running positions, with Ty Dillon still out front above that 16 truck. Here comes Mcreynolds down on the inside. Mcreynolds getting the run from Will Rogers up into 2nd place. Germain Equipment 1-2 once again. We got used to that at Daytona. They're trying to make it happen here at Texas World. Down the back straightaway, the number 40 truck of Will Rogers took a look down to the inside, but he decides to stay back into the inside line. There you see the 23 truck of Brett Holmes starting to drop back up on the outside. Ty Dillon trying to effectively restart his NASCAR Camping World Truck Series career after a couple years out of this series. He's doing a good job at it. Finished runner-up at Daytona, and he's currently leading here at Texas World Speedway. He's got his technical teammate running in 2nd, as Mcreynolds now getting the run down the backstretch coming from the 40 truck. Now jumps up to the outside line to help Dillon for a moment. Now to the inside. Mcreynolds going for the race lead. He is a winner in the ARCA Menard Series, won at Talladega Superspeedway back in 2012. Boy, almost 10 years ago now. But Mcreynolds is out front, entering turn number 1. Rogers and Dillon battling for 2nd. There you see Ryan Truex going 4 wide down on the inside. Looks like he's going to take up 3 spots with that move, as the 40 truck battles alongside the 31 of Ty Dillon down the backstretch. Will Rogers still going for 2nd spot. Looks like he might be able to do it, but these two battling side by side has let the 3 truck gap the field by about 3 truck lengths at this point. Mcreynolds trying to dominate the field at Texas World Speedway. Outside line starting to get organized. The 51 truck up to the tailgate of the 31 of Ty Dillon. Dillon with a great run entering turn number 1. Now almost side by side with his technical teammate Mcreynolds down the backstretch. Germain really showing off their super speedway equipment, finishing 1-2 at Daytona and dominating that race, and now running out front here at Texas World Speedway. Dillon out front with the 16 truck of Austin Hill quickly falling back, exiting turn 4. Entering turn number 1, that 40 truck of Will Rogers going for 2nd down on the inside of the 3. With less than a lap and a half left in stage number 1. Here comes Drew Dollar down on the inside. The number 51 truck for Kyle Busch Motorsports, 75 truck trying to make it 3 wide for 3rd spot entering turn 3. That's once again spread the field out. 40 truck of Will Rogers running in 2nd, as Ty Dillon will see the white flag in stage number 1. Just 2 miles left for Dillon, as there you see Johnny Sauter trying to make a 4 wide move entering turn number 1. Looks like he's going to be able to do it. 40 truck all over the tailgate of the 31. Going to have to set up a move through 3 and 4. Entering turn number 3, the 40 truck cannot make a move as he really doesn't have much help coming from behind. He's going to try and pull a slingshot coming back to the start-finish line, but he doesn't have the momentum. Ty Dillon will win stage number 1 at Texas World Speedway above the 40 truck of Will Rogers, 75 of Parker Kligerman, 33 of Ryan Truex, and 13 of Johnny Sauter, making a huge rally at the end of stage number 1 there. You saw the 4 wide pass, getting his way all the way up into 5th. And now we'll step away for just a moment for some commercial breaks. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by RFJ, the official home of the RFJ AI series. By Knife Friend 725, the brains behind Project Retroval. And by Anthony's Online Simulation League. And once again, the pit strategy has led to a split. Ty Dillon will be staying out above Parker Kligerman, Ryan Truex, Johnny Sauter, and Austin Wayne Self. But Will Rogers, Gray Galding, Ty Majeski, Brandon Mcreynolds, and Drew Dollar will be coming down pit road along with several others. First truck out of the pits is Rogers getting out in front of Galding, then Majeski, Mcreynolds, and Todd Gilliland, although they will be restarting behind about 20 trucks. And we have had a truck stall on pit road, that being the number 52 of Stuart Friesen. He has already dropped one lap down, and they're still trying to get that truck back out on the racetrack. And now the pace car ducks onto pit road. Ty Dillon leading the field to the restart with our pole sitter Parker Kligerman in line behind. Green flag. Stage 2 is now underway with the 31 truck. Once again, not getting a very good jump. Here comes the 75 to the inside. Truex going 3 wide. Ryan Truex going to the race lead with a 3 wide pass on the restart. Johnny Sauter up to the tailgate of the 33 truck. Now already trying to make the look down to the inside. Almost contact right there between the 75 and 33 trucks. A close side draft as Kligerman has to back out. Looks like the 33 truck is going to hold the advantage for just a little bit. 13 truck has some drafting help, but not now. As Brendan Poole jumps down to the inside, side by side to the stripe. I believe the 33 took the lead at the stripe, but entering turn number 1, it's going to be the 30 truck of Brendan Poole taking the top spot. The driver of the On Point Motorsports, number 30, out to the race lead. Toyota is now leading the field with Poole out front and Sauter running in second. Here comes Grant Enfinger. Look at that 4 wide move down on the inside, but he backs out as Brett Holmes, the defending ARCA Menard Series champion, now has made his way up into third, challenging that 13 truck for second. Couldn't quite do it, has no drafting help coming from behind. So he has to reside in third spot. Here comes Ryan Truex with a big run down on the inside. Matt Crafton making a 4 wide pass around 20th spot. I saw Austin Wayne Self dropping back as well. 88 truck all the way down on the bottom as here comes Johnny Sauter going for the race lead. Sauter easily takes the top spot off the 30 truck of Brendan Poole. 23 truck of Brett Holmes takes up second. Down the front stretch, that 23 truck already has a run. And Austin Hill out of nowhere with the run going 3 wide down on the inside. When trucks get side by side, it just cuts such a big hole through the air because they're side drafting that the truck behind, who's in third or fourth spot even, can go 3 or 4 wide and really make some moves happen coming into the next turn. That's why we've been seeing slingshot racing all day. And that's mainly due to the unrestricted packages. Ryan Truex back down to the inside of the 16 truck. Timothy Peters was in 6th 1 lap ago. Now he's bump drafting the 33 truck for second. Ryan Truex leads at the start-finish line. Timothy Peters holding second spot. Down to turn number 1. The Nemco Motorsports number 87 tries to take the look down to the inside of the 33 truck of Ryan Truex. He doesn't have much help down there, but he might be able to pressure that 33 truck, but it looks like he's going to clear him. Truex back out front. Grant Enfinger still trying to make his name known in the top 5, as there's now 2 ThorSport trucks running up front. Sauter running in 6th, 98 running in 5th place. Ryan Truex still your race leader, but here comes Austin Hill back down to the inside. Hill takes the race lead. And look at that 53 truck of Gray Galding carve his way through the field. Easily got around a few trucks that last lap. Very comfortable handling on that number 53 truck. As you can see there, he cuts down to the inside of Sauter, easily keeps the pedal down, and slingshots by Johnny Sauter in the number 13 Tundra. Down the front straightaway, the field's starting to thin out as the tires degrade. Less and less pack racing out front, but still a lot of contested positions right now, I will tell you that. Nobody's trying to just stay in their own position. Movers and shakers all throughout the field as here comes Gray Galding down to the inside of Enfinger. He's going to try and make it work, and in fact, it looks like he has taken up the spot. That means Gray Galding has made his way back up into the top 5. And you know who's had a very quiet race all day long is the number 99 truck of Ben Rhodes for Thorsport, as well as the 4 truck of John Hunter Nemechek. But currently, that 99 runs in 27th, and the 4 truck in 28th spot. Back out front, the 33 truck side by side with the 16, and Ryan Truex has retaken the race lead. Here comes Brett Holmes down on the inside. Holmes not with very much drafting help, but he does have a better handling truck down on the bottom. As here comes Austin Hill to the back bumper. At the stripe, it's going to be the 23 truck to lead at the line. 87 down to the inside. Timothy Peters going for second spot. 3x3 racing at the moment. Lap truck up in front of the field. That is the number 46 of Chandler Smith. Brett Holmes still out front. As you see, the number 33 truck of Ryan Truex has to get all the way out of the gas. He's going to drop outside the top 10. As now he's being put 4 wide by the 297 and 51 trucks. Back out front, 87 truck of Timothy Peters shoots down to the inside. Lap truck up in front of the field. They're going to have to split the 46. Outside line just gets blocked. Brett Holmes has to duck down to the inside to avoid. Austin Hill stuck in line behind the 46. Now Smith cuts down to the inside. He's practically blocking every single lane. A little bit of contact right there between the 30 and 46 truck. I believe he's trying to send a message of, well, more or less get out of the way, as the 31 has taken the race lead through all this checkup madness above his technical teammate, Brandon Mcreynolds, in the number 3 truck. Down on the inside line, we have the number 23 of Brett Holmes trying to make his way back up through the field. You can see how checked up the field is getting by the number 46 truck of Chandler Smith. 4 wide in 3 rows at the moment, trying to get around that very slow KBM truck. In the battle back out front, Ty Dillon currently holds about a 0.3 of a second lead above Austin Theriault, who has taken up second in his BKR number 92. Above the 23 truck of Brett Holmes, there you see the 3 truck of Mcreynolds had to get out of the throttle on the exit of turn 2. A 4 wide pass being made around 20th spot by the 21, as now 3 wide for the race lead entering turn 3. Theriault holds it for just a moment as they slingshot past the number 31. 23 truck of Brett Holmes trying to take it with a push coming from the 55 of Ty Majeski. Now with just 9 laps to go. Inside line is very well formed up at the moment. Lap traffic in front of the field. 09 and 60 trucks. Austin Hill trying to take advantage of it. Outside line once again getting blocked. Here comes Austin Hill out to the race lead, and where did Matt Crafton come from? He has driven his way up into 4th place. Here comes Brandon Mcreynolds going 3 wide for the top spot. 23 truck up into the marbles. He has to back out. Brandon Mcreynolds going for the top spot up against the 16 truck of Austin Hill. At the line, it is Hill to lead the lap. But only about 5 laps ago, this 88 truck was outside the top 20, and now he's running within the top 5. So that really shows you how fast the field can move around here at Texas World Speedway. 3 truck back out front, getting the push from the 40 of Will Rogers. Here comes a 4 wide move being attempted by the 53 truck of Gray Galding. He rightfully backs out. That might have led to an incident, but the 16 truck now being hung out to dry with the 3 truck, your race leader, above the 55, 53, and 99 of Ben Rhodes. I mean, where did these 2 Thorsport trucks come from, as now the 55 slingshots out to the race lead. Incredible racing so far here at Texas World Speedway as teammates take up the top 2 spots. we have Ty Majeski out front above Gray Gaulding. Going for third spot, we have Dawson Cram down on the inside line of the 3 truck of Mcreynolds. Cram has taken up third. I believe at the moment, because of how poor the run has been going for the 60 truck of Casey Mears, Dawson Cram might be your point leader. I mean, that is an incredible run to start the season. We have some lap traffic up in front of the leaders, those being Stuart Friesen and Todd Gilliland. As here comes Gray Gaulding going for the top spot. And easily, Gaulding takes the race lead on the exit of turn 2. Down the backstretch, we have a battle for second spot. 41 truck does not have much drafting help down the backstretch. He's going to try and force the issue entering turn number 3, but it looks like the 55 truck has cleared him. Ty Majeski back up into second. And Ben Rhodes has dropped a couple spots up on the outside line. He had to crack the throttle just a little bit on the exit of turn 4. Here comes the 55 truck. Back down to the inside of his teammate. These two have been swapping the lead back and forth for the last couple laps. Now Majeski back out front with just 5 laps to go in stage 2. And now we see the lap traffic in the same frame as the race leaders. It's going to be a factor within the next lap. Here comes the field at full steam, getting around the number 38 truck of Todd Gilliland very cleanly. Now they also have to get around the 52 of Stuart Friesen. Fortunately for the leaders, they got around him on the front straightaway. Here comes Dawson Cram down to the inside. Cram trying to take up second, but the field fanning out into 3 wide with Austin Hill going for second spot down the back stretch. He does not have any drafting help. 53 truck holds it for just the moment. Through 3 and 4, that 41 truck still trying to pressure him. Will Rogers dropping back. But Ty Majeski, because of these side-by-side battles for second, has gapped the field by about 4 truck lengths. Dawson Cram being pushed into second place. Here comes that 16 truck down on the inside. That is Austin Hill. Looks like he is going to take up second spot. Cram down to third. Jesse Little up into the top 5 in that number 97 truck. Here comes Gray Gaulding back to the inside of the 41. Looks like he's going to take up third position. As you see the 87 starting to get his way back up into the mix. Timothy Peters going for a top 5 running position. Now with just 2 to go in stage 2. Here comes the 16 truck down to the inside. They got lap traffic. That's the 46 of Smith. The field splits him. Smith has not been able to get out of third gear all day long ever since that incident early in the race. And he is really stalling out the momentum of the outside line as they have to check up and avoid ramming into the tailgate of that 46. It looks like most of the front runners have managed to clear him. Now, as Ty Majeski sees the white flag in stage number 2. Down in turn number 1, here comes the 16 truck down on the inside. He got the run and is going to try and slingshot through 1 and 2. Looks like he's going to take it as he has the 53 truck of Gaulding up to push. Now to the inside goes Gaulding, but he does not have any drafting help. Entering turn number 3, that 16 truck holds the lead by a clear margin. 40 down to the inside, going 3 wide. That has really cleared the gap out for the number 16 truck of Austin Hill. Austin Hill will go on to win stage number 2 at Texas World Speedway. A close race for second at the line, but it was taken by Will Rogers in that aggressive 3-wide pass entering turn 3. Then the third place runner is Gray Gaulding, 4th Ty Majeski, and 5th Dawson Cram with another great run. And we'll be back at Texas World Speedway after these few messages. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by RFJ, the official home of the RFJ AI series. By Knife Friend 725, the brains behind Project Retroval. And by Anthony's Online Simulation League. And unfortunately, we've had another truck drop out of today's race. The number 44 truck of Trevor Bain is out of the race due to another engine failure. So we have, once again, one truck stays out on the racetrack. At least at the moment, it looks like that's the only truck that is elected to stay out. The rest of the field comes down pit road with Austin Wayne Self assuming the race lead as he will stay out under this pit cycle. So I guess he's hoping to make his stop early in the final stage of the race to get to the end. Because like I've said before, you can make it 40 laps on gas before you have to pit. We're going to have about a 50-lap final stage. So he's going to try and make that pit stop early and hopefully have track position if the final stage goes caution-free. Now, if we get that caution, he might be trapped a lap down. But we'll see how it works out for AM Racing. First truck out of the pits is Gray Gaulding, getting out in front of Austin Hill, then Will Rogers, Ty Majeski, and Timothy Peters. Also, a very interesting and smart strategy call by the number 20 team of Spencer Boyd. They actually pitted 2 laps before the stage caution came out. So they elected to stay out because they are practically running with a fresh load of fuel and fresh tires. All they have is 2 laps of wear. So very good pit call on Spencer Boyd's team because they are practically on the same pit strategy with the exception of just 4 miles if this turns into a fuel mileage gamble from the rest of the teams that pitted during this caution. However, the 22 truck did not pit during the whole cycle of the stage caution and did not pit like Spencer Boyd did. So he stayed out the whole time, and he is in a much worse situation when it comes to his wear. So I'd expect him to drop back just a little bit on the restart because Spencer Boyd might be able to stay out front for quite a while. He is a super speedway race winner, but already that 22 truck is signaling that he will be coming onto pit road. So maybe that wasn't a strategy call. It's possible that Austin Wayne Self might have just missed pit road. So given the fact that there are 34 trucks on the lead lap, and Austin Wayne Self is coming down pit road right now, that means that he will restart likely in 34th position. So that shows you how big of a hit it is missing pit road the first time by and still having to come down pit road to make it to the end, at least within your planned strategy. Because I believe he was running right around 10th to 15th place before he came onto pit road, missed pit road, then have to come back. He did get the honor of leading 1 lap, though, so maybe that's a feather in your cap. It doesn't give you points like it used to. But 22 trucks can restart in 34th at the tail end of the lead lap trucks. Pace truck ducks onto pit road. Spencer Boyd leading the field down into the restart zone for the final stage. Green flag. Boyd's team mastered track position, at least when it comes to the strategy of getting there, because they pitted with just 2 laps to go at the end of stage number 2, and that's how they got to the race lead, because they did not have to pit during the stage caution. But already, here comes Gray Gaulding to the inside. Gaulding easily takes up the race lead with a push coming from the 16 truck of Austin Hill. Hill now down to the bottom of the 53. And Austin Hill's going to take it. Hill inches out front in the number 16 truck. Ty Dillon now getting his way back up into second. That 31 truck is strong. Dillon's going to have just a bit of a push coming from the 55 truck. Now cuts down to the inside. But here comes a 3-wide move by Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski now takes the race lead. On the exit of turn number 2, they made contact right there between the 31 and 55 trucks. Here comes the 53 back down to the inside. 3 wide for the top spot. Ty Dillon drops back. Now teammates going for it. Gray Gaulding and Ty Majeski. Down the front straightaway to the stripe. It is Majeski to lead the lap. Here comes Dawson Cram back up into the mix. Brandon Mcreynolds down on the inside. There you see that 3 truck make an aggressive move. Dillon has to back out, gets put 4 wide in multiple rows. Dicey racing up front as now Gaulding has re-cleared the field for the top spot. Here comes almost a 4 wide move being made by Mcreynolds. They fan it back down to 2 wide with the 16 truck really getting away with the top spot now as the 53 truck had to back off. Austin Hill shoots out front above that 41 truck of Dawson Cram. 4 wide now for 3rd spot. Brett Holmes trying to make it work all the way down on the inside. Teammates Gaulding and Majeski have to back off as they almost get up into the marbles as the 33 and 23 battle for 3rd. There's a lot of 3s in there. But it looks like it's going to be the 23 truck taking it, entering turn number 3. Even more 3s. And now, first and second have put a pretty significant breakaway above the rest of the field as that 41 truck working with the 16 of Austin Hill. Brandon Mcreynolds side drafting with that number 23 of Brett Holmes down the front stretch, but it looks like Holmes is going to take it through 1 and 2. 4 wide moves still being made farther towards the back. There you see Matt Crafton in the middle of that hornet's nest as Cody Rawbaugh, almost out of nowhere in that number 9 truck, has raced his way up into 4th place. 41 got just a little bit loose through 3 and 4. That's going to let the field right back to him and give that 16 truck an even bigger lead. Cram holds second for the moment, but here comes Rawbaugh down on the inside. Cody Rawbaugh up into second place. Exiting turns 1 and 2. Austin Hill still out front by a very clear margin, but this pack's going to have a big old run on that 16 truck. Here comes the 33 down to the inside, though, challenging Rawbaugh for second. And look at Ryan Truex's momentum. Easily blows by the 9 truck. Same with Brandon Mcreynolds, who has driven his way up into third, now going for second on Truex. And I will say this, that number 16 truck has the power of more or less tugging the entire field along with him. As you can tell, he's already started to single file out the front runners. Down on the inside, Brett Moffitt. He's been almost silent all day long, but now he's running up in the top 5. But here comes Dawson Cram, forcing that 45 truck off the bottom, but Cram gets a little loose through 3 and 4. Brett Moffitt back up into 5th. Ryan Truex all over the back bumper of that 16 truck down the front stretch. Now takes a look down to the inside. Side drafts that 16 truck. Here comes Rawbaugh doing the same thing to the 3 of Mcreynolds. Ryan Truex now out front at Texas World Speedway. Once again, that number 46 truck is stuck in third gear right up in front of the race leaders. Brett Moffitt down on the inside of Mcreynolds, going up into 4th place. On the front stretch, 33 truck down to the inside. Outside line gets blocked by the 46. Once again, Austin Hill has to check up for Chandler Smith as the field still tries to avoid that very slow 46 truck. I am honestly surprised that Smith has not been black flagged at this point for not maintaining minimum speed. But I guess technically he may be right on the threshold of being within minimum speed, but certainly he's on the low end of it, isn't he? And now battle for the race lead. Rawbaugh down on the inside of Ryan Truex. Rawbaugh's got some help coming from the 45 truck of Brett Moffitt. Here comes the 31 out of almost nowhere, running in 4th place. Now slingshots to the inside, up into 2nd, now going for the race lead on the 9 truck. Ty Dillon takes up the top spot on the exit of turn number 2. Slow truck of Stephen Parsons up in front of the field. Outside line's going to have to do some quick maneuvering, or possibly the inside line, as it looks like Dillon's going to get stalled out by the 09. Now the 09 jumps up to the outside line. He got both lanes. Rawbaugh stuck in line behind that 09 truck, who's missing his right front fender and hood, so you can certainly tell why that truck's off the pace. Here comes the 55 going 3 wide for second through 1 and 2. 55 truck takes up second spot. Oh, and contact gets made. 99 of Ben Rhodes goes around. 45 is around. 40 is around. Caution flag is out. Ty Dillon is your race leader. 16 truck going for it up on the outside line. Caution flag is being displayed. And Ty Dillon is your race leader above the 16 truck of Austin Hill. 55 of Ty Majeski. 3 of Mcreynolds. And 33 of Ryan Truex. By the way, isn't it kind of fun that Brandon Mcreynolds is driving the number 3, and Larry Mcreynolds, his father, was the crew chief for Dale Earnhardt in what was then the Winston Cup Series, who obviously drove the number 3. So I guess you could say that number kind of looped back to Brandon. Coming off of turn 2, the field's checking up for that 09 car, and Ben Rhodes makes contact with Brett Moffitt, sending Moffitt down into his teammate Will Rogers, and Spencer Boyd is more or less just in the middle of this, really know where the 20 truck could go. 99 manages to just slide, just barely get turned around, and really no damage on any of the trucks involved in this, but still flat spotted tires, so they will likely have to come down pit road. Now, most of the leaders have elected to stay out on this cycle except for Rabaugh, Dawson Cram, and Brett Holmes, and a couple others that were involved in that skirmish exiting turn number 2. So really, they're trying to pit now so they don't have to later, and they may be able to stretch their gas to end up winning the race at the end if we get no cautions. Well, the first truck out of the pits was Rabaugh getting out in front of Dawson Cram, Brett Holmes, Spencer Davis, and Brett Moffitt. However, all these trucks that came down pit road will have to restart behind number 1, several off-the-pace trucks, and number 2 behind about 25 actually fast trucks. So they lose a lot of track position with this move, so they have to hope that no cautions come out so that they can take advantage of the pit strategy aspect of this, so they might not have to pit later. But being in the back, that also puts you in the risk of being involved in the next crash. So it's a double-edged sword, really. I tell you what, after this race, there's going to be quite the fan reaction about the package that we're running here. Maybe some people questioning whether or not we even need to run restrictor plates at Daytona or Talladega. For this series in particular. If we ran without plates in Cup, it would be ridiculous. We'd be running close to 230. But this is without restrictor plates in the Camping World Truck Series. And because of the downforce package and the way the Ilmor NT1 engine works, we're only running at about 190 miles an hour, which is about 10 miles an hour under what the Cup cars run at super speedways to begin with. So, given the fact that this is practically super speedway racing, it's actually more spread out than super speedway racing. So if somebody crashes, it's actually less dangerous because less vehicles get involved in it. You have a little bit more control over your destiny, and the slingshots here have been remarkable. I'd imagine maybe a couple fans might want to see this package go farther. We already know, though, that this package will be ran at Michigan. Not quite sure if it's going to have the same effect there, mainly due to the difference in banking. This place has almost twice the amount of banking that Michigan does, but still, I'm sure you could expect something like this at Talladega or Daytona at some time in the near future. Pace truck hits pit road. The number 31 truck of Ty Dillon. Once again, a Germain truck leading the field at Texas World Speedway, more specifically a super speedway. Field bunching up now for the restart. Green flag. Just 31 laps to go here at Texas World Speedway, with Dillon getting a great jump on the restart above the 16 of Austin Hill. Here comes the 55 truck down to the inside, entering turn number 1. Majeski up into second. Down the backstretch, the 31 truck with about a 2-truck length lead above the second place runner Majeski. He's going to have his work cut out for him as the field's going to have a great run up on him. As you can already see, the teammates of Majeski and Truex building that run down the front stretch. Here comes Majeski to the inside. Truex already thinking about going 3 wide. He decides to stay in line. At the stripe, it was Dillon to lead the lap. Majeski's going to take it off into turn number 1. Ryan Truex moves up into second spot. And there is Mcreynolds back up into the top 5. And our pole sitter, Kligerman, down on the inside as well. Truex trying to take the race lead off his teammate. He forces Majeski off the inside line, but the inside line has lost organization as Mcreynolds had to crack the throttle on the exit of 4. Down to the start-finish line, that 55 truck is still out front. 16 down to the inside lane. But here comes Mcreynolds going 3 wide for 3rd spot. 4 wide move being made by Tanner Gray. That forced Kligerman to back off. Ryan Truex back out front. Side by side with his teammate Majeski down the backstretch. Here comes Mcreynolds going 3 wide on the bottom, but he has to back out once again. Not a very good handle on that 3 truck so far. Side by side for the top spot once again. 33 going for it, and at the stripe, it was a very close race for the lead. Scoring gives it to Truex. Here comes a giant run coming from the 16 of Austin Hill. Going 3 wide down on the bottom. Tanner Gray being forced 4 wide now. Incredible racing at the moment. down the backstretch. Here comes the 31 down on the inside. 3 wide for the top spot. Middle lane, the one with the most organization, Austin Hill now back out front. 4 wide move being made now as the 53 jumps down to the inside. That's Gray Gaulding. We have Ty Dillon getting the run from the 98 truck of Grant Enfinger. 33 truck of Ryan Truex backs out as Ty Dillon goes back to the race lead. Down the back straightaway, Dillon clears the 16 truck. 98 and 16 battle for second. Enfinger really has not had a very large presence out front, really at any portion of today's race. But now he takes up second spot, and he's going to have a good shot at that 31. 53 truck back into 4th spot. Timothy Peters into 5th, going down on the inside of Gaulding and the 16 truck of Austin Hill. He has to slide back into the inside line and retain that 5th position. It seems like the 2 strongest trucks all day, the ones that have been able to really kind of string the field out and tug them along, have been the 31 of Ty Dillon and the 16 of Austin Hill. And there you see Austin Hill, though, had to back off just a little bit there. Might be losing the handle on that 16 truck just a little bit. As that 98 truck getting the run down the front straightaway. Entering turn 1, you can see how far the field has fanned out at this point. Bit of 4 wide racing going on in the back, though, as Kligerman quickly making up some spots. But currently, that 31 truck is strong, tugging that number 98 and 53 trucks along with several truck length separations between the next few runners. Lap truck up in front of the field. It's the slow number 46. Still hadn't been able to get that truck into a 4th gear. They almost make contact with Chandler Smith on the front stretch. Good job by Ty Dillon to miss him. And down on the inside line, that checked up the field just a little bit. Here comes the 16 of Austin Hill. Hill going for second spot. At the moment, he has taken 3rd off of Grant Enfinger. The field near the back still checking up for that 46. Looks like they've been able to get around that 46 truck for the most part cleanly, as in the battle back out front. We are still going for 3rd spot between the number 98 and 16. 16 truck's going to hold it for the moment. Ty Dillon still dominating, though, above the 53 truck of Gray Gaulding. And look at this stack up farther in the back because of the number 46 truck of Chandler Smith. He's forcing the field to go 3 wide for around 25th spot, just trying to find a way around him. But you see Brandon Mcreynolds was stuck in the back, as well as Dawson Cram, because of this mess. And here comes that number 98 truck back down to the inside as the 53 got shuffled out of line. 16 currently holds second, with the number 98 making his way up into second spot, trying to get his way around the 16. 92 trying to make it work down on the bottom. Although Terrio does not have very much drafting help. This has been the way this racing's been going all day long. The field strings out just a little bit, but then the pack just reforms with the draft. And I'd say in about 5 or so laps, we'll have yet another pack. But for the moment, that 31 truck still trying to gap the field, but that 75 of Parker Kligerman runs in 4th spot, and he's been the fastest truck more or less all day, mainly because he won the pole. But he's still had quite a few stints out front. But right now, the real question is, can anybody get around that number 31 truck? Because we know he's good right now, but as we approach 20 laps to go, makes you wonder how that truck's going to fare at the end. With Grant Enfinger currently running in second, trying to run down that 31. Austin Terrio now moves his way up into 3rd spot. There you see Timothy Peters going 3 wide down on the inside, trying to make up a couple positions. 75 and 92 trucks working together on the front stretch. Here comes the 98. Enfinger to the inside of the number 31. Now with just 20 laps to go, Grant Enfinger challenging Ty Dillon for the top spot down the backstretch. Here comes Austin Hill going 3 wide on the inside. He couldn't quite do it. 55 truck shoots back up into 3rd. With that 98 and 31 still battling side by side. And at the line, it is going to be Enfinger to lead the lap. Scoring, though, actually gave it to the 31. That just shows you how close it was. I couldn't even tell who was leading at the line with my naked eyes. But 55 truck going 3 wide down on the inside for the race lead. That shows you what it does when you run side by side. It brings the whole field back up to you. Majeski out front. And you saw through 1 and 2 that 92 truck got up into the marbles. He's dropped back about 10 spots already. But Majeski out front. Ty Dillon dropping back already 5 spots. Getting challenged by Gaulding for 6th. As Majeski now being challenged by the 16 down the front stretch. Remember that a pit stop will have to be made by most of these front runners before we get to the end of today's race. So pit strategy will become a factor if we do not get a caution sometime very soon. But Austin Hill back out front above the 33 truck of Ryan Truex, the 55 of Majeski, and now it looks like the 31 of Ty Dillon's raced his way back up into 4th. And once again, we have a bit of a pack that is formed. In fact, the top 10 runners at the start-finish line were only separated by 9/10 of a second. So I'd call that pack racing. This is actually more similar to IndyCar, or I guess I should say the Indy Racing League at the times, pack racing that you would see on mile and a halves. It's not true like Talladega-style pack racing, but you get these slingshots, the field's running in this group. It's very similar to that from what I can tell at this point. 3 lap trucks up in front of the field, Gilliland, Mears, and Parsons. Hill's going to have to figure out a way around, entering turn number 1. Well, he gets stalled out just a little bit by the 09 truck of Parsons. That's going to let the field right up to his tailgate. Down the backstretch. Looks like most of the field's going to get around the 3 lap trucks. Outside line of Majeski being blocked. And that 33 truck gets a little bit loose on the entry to turn 3. Backs off just a little bit from the tailgate of the 16. There's the 46. So 4 lap trucks in rapid succession, although that 46 truck is actually much slower than the first 3 lap trucks we ran into because the 46 is still stuck in 3rd gear. Transmission issues all day long for the 46. As Ty Dillon up into 2nd place, we have pretty much the fastest trucks in the field out front. Hill above Ty Dillon, and then farther back we have the 75 of Parker Kligerman. But remember, these front runners are likely going to have to make at least 1 pit stop. At this point, it's looking like that pit stop's going to come very close to the time of the checkered flag. And a couple of the lead lap trucks pitted already once in the final stage, so they will be good to make it to the end. But they're the ones running right around 27th or so. At the moment, Timothy Peters running in 3rd spot. Parker Kligerman trying to take up that position off the 87. As here comes Ty Dillon down to the inside. He's got the run coming from the 87. 16 truck trying to pinch him down, but he cannot do it as Hill does not have any drafting help in line. And Ty Dillon is back out front. Dillon is your race leader above the 87 of Timothy Peters and the 75 of Parker Kligerman. As Kligerman now going for 2nd. Parker Kligerman takes up 2nd spot. 92 truck trying to get his way up into 3rd, but he does not have any drafting help down on the bottom. 87 now tries to make the crossover on the 75. Was just passed by Kligerman. Now shoots down to the inside trying to get around the 75 as the 16 got up into the marbles and had to back off through 3 and 4. Currently, Ty Dillon holds a controlling lead over the field above the 87 truck of Timothy Peters, then 92 of Austin Theriault. Slow truck in front of the field. That is Stuart Friesen, just barely checks up that 31 truck. Down on the inside, we have a bit of a checkup as well up on the outside between the 87 and 75 as those lanes get blocked by Friesen. Inside line being led by the number 92 of Austin Theriault. Field once again starting to string out just a little bit. That's probably because the 31 truck is leading. And at the moment, we have almost 4 wide racing entering turn number 1. They got it back down to groups of 2 wide as Brett Holmes now going for third spot in that number 23 truck. Ryan Truex takes a look down to the inside. He's got a little bit of help coming from Zane Smith, and that 21 truck really hasn't been up front all day. But now he's running up into the top 5 in the closing laps of today's race with the 92 truck all over the tailgate of that 31. This race is certainly going to turn to a fuel mileage race if we don't get a caution sometime soon, with now just 10 laps to go. 4 wide move being made, entering turn number 1. They got that settled down as that 15 truck going for 6th place on the 53. Brett Holmes down on the inside line tried to side draft that number 92 of Austin Theriault, couldn't quite do it. Through 3 and 4, that 92 truck backing off once again, trying to get that run on the front stretch to hopefully set up a pass on that 31 sometime soon. The closest lap truck to the front runners, believe it or not, is Chandler Smith. Once again, that number 46 truck is there. You see the 21 had to back off entering turn 1. The 33 truck up into 4th. But Ty Dillon still dominating this race at the moment above the 92, 23, and 33. Here comes Holmes shooting down to the inside of the 92 truck. And it looks like Brett Holmes is going to take up second. And these front runners battling side by side has let the number 21 truck try to make a 3-wide move for third spot. Theriault drops back. 21 is Zane Smith up into 4th, going for third spot against Ryan Truex, but he does not have any help down on the bottom. Up in front of the leaders once again is that number 46 truck of Chandler Smith. And like I've said, they either have to make a pit stop sometime soon or might be able to gamble to stretch their fuel all the way to the end because of the caution we had earlier in the final stage. But still, it'd be a close gamble. 23 truck getting the run up to the tailgate of the 31. Bit of a separation farther back to the third place runner of Ryan Truex. So that 23 is going to try and set up a slingshot down into turn number 3. If he can do it at least, but it looks like that 31 is just a little bit too strong. Lap car up in front of the field. That is Smith in the number 46. They'll be running up on that truck very quickly. But it's going to be on the front stretch, so they might be able to avoid him just a little bit better. 31 gets blocked just a little bit. Same situation for the 23. As Ryan Truex shoots into second. 16 truck, though, battling him side by side. Outside line, losing all its organization from the slow number 46. Down the back stretch. That number 31 truck still out front, but he has a very good competitor running in second now. That is Austin Hill. One of the fastest trucks all weekend as the 33 truck backs off. Austin Hill up to the tailgate of the 31 truck. Down the front stretch. Now takes a look down to the inside. Side by side, entering turn 1. Austin Hill is going to take up the top spot with just 5 laps to go. Trying to slide up in front of that 31 truck down the back stretch. Lap traffic up in front of the field as well. 33 truck going for second. Now going for the lead. Forces that 16 truck up off the bottom. Side by side, coming down to the start-finish line. The 16 truck has help. Austin Hill leads the lap. Any caution from here on out will end the race under yellow. And still, you have to wonder about these front runners' fuel situation. As Hill is out front. Truex running in second. Lap truck of Parsons in front of the field. Hill gets blocked. Here comes the 33 to the inside. Now the inside line gets blocked. Zane Smith on the tailgate of the 33 truck now backs off as well. Smith comes down pit road. Zane Smith could not hang with the pack. Several trucks hitting the pits as well. This race has officially turned into a fuel mileage gamble. Here comes the number 16 truck to the inside. 16 of Austin Hill going for the race lead. Exiting turn number 2, he's got it. Ty Majeski trying to take up second. Timothy Peters running in fourth. Through 3 and 4, that 16 truck puts a pretty good separation above the 55. Do we have any more takers on the pit road? We have Gray Galding hitting the pits. He could not make it as well. 2 laps to go. Lap traffic in front of the field. That's Mears. That slows up the 16 truck just a little bit. We got trucks coming off pit road. Those are the ones who could not make it to the end. 11 truck as well slows down the 16 just a little bit. Down the back stretch. Here comes the 55 of Majeski on the inside. Oh, but the lap truck of Sheldon Creed gets in the way just a little bit right there. Here we come. 1 lap to go at Texas World Speedway. Here comes the 55 truck of Majeski to the inside with his teammate, Truex, going 3 wide. 3 wide into turn number 1. Ryan Truex going to take the race lead. Austin Hill backs off. How close are they on the fuel number? Down the backstretch, teammates battling for the top spot. Truex does not have any drafting help. Majeski's got it. And now lap traffic coming off of pit road. Matt Crafton getting up to speed. Here comes the 87 into the picture as the 55 drops back at the start-finish line. Here comes the 87, and it is the number 33 truck of Ryan Truex, scoring his first career Camping World Truck Series victory. 4 wide at the start-finish line with 2 lap trucks. And Timothy Peters went for it. They're coming back to the start-finish line. An incredible race with a great finish. 33 truck wins it above the 55, his own teammate, Ty Majeski. But they really were able to stretch their fuel down to the end right there. And that 33 truck has enough fuel to make his way back to the start-finish line, so I believe that may lead to a burnout. But you hear that? 33 truck is sputtering, so I doubt that he's going to be able to do a burnout, but they might be able to push that truck at least onto the victory lane on the front stretch, the elevated victory lane for all the fans to see. And Ryan Truex has won here at Texas World Speedway on fumes above his teammate Ty Majeski, then Timothy Peters. And by the way, the top 3 finishers were separated by 61 thousandths of a second. That is quite the margin to have your top 3 finishers running under a blanket like that. And I mean, Austin Hill was only back by about 1/10. Incredible package that they have brought here at Texas World Speedway, and a great combination of the facility. Then Ty Dillon in 5th, Austin Theriault 6th, Grant Enfinger 7th, Derek Kraus in 8th, Brett Moffitt 9th, and Dawson Cram rounding out your top 10. Also, Brandon Mcreynolds, in his first start in almost 10 years, finishes in 17th place. That's a pretty respectable comeback, and he led a couple laps. In your regular season point standings, believe it or not, Dawson Cram has taken the point lead in his self-owned number 41 truck after leading just 1 lap so far on the season, 1 top 5 finish, but scored top 10s in every single start this season. Ty Dillon moves up 3 spots in points to 2nd, only 8 points behind Cram. Then Tanner Gray moves up 1 spot in points, 12 points behind the leader. Ryan Truex moves up 8 spots in points with his win. Casey Mears drops down 4 spots in points with his early crash at Texas World Speedway and poor finish, although at least he was running at the finish. Sheldon Creed drops down 3 spots to move to 6th. Enfinger moves up 4 spots into 7th. Theriault moves up 6 to 8th. Carson Hocevar drops down 1 to 9th, and Brett Moffitt picks up 8 spots in points to move to 10th. And in your playoff standings, we currently have 4 drivers locked in. 3 due to wins, those being Truex, Mears, and Eckes, and Dawson Cram currently is locked into the playoffs because he is the regular season point leader, which would be an automatic playoff berth if he can keep that point lead. Then Dillon, 37 points above, Gray 33 above, Creed 29, Enfinger 23, Theriault 19, Hocevar 16, Moffitt 13, Deegan and Kligerman both 12 points above, but Kligerman will not be running the full season. He will just be running the super speedway races and giving that 75 truck up to Mike Marlar on the dirt tracks, and Sam Mayer for the short tracks and road courses. Austin Hill is 4 points above after missing the race at Daytona. He is currently the highest runner in points with only 2 starts on the season in the 3 races ran. Chandler Smith, I'll give him credit. He finished the race in that 46 truck, and that's why he is 3 points above the cutoff line, is because that team never gave up, and they surpassed the trucks that dropped out of the race. Derek Kraus and Cody Rawbaugh are currently tied for the cutoff spot, with Kraus getting the nod in the tiebreaker. Timothy Peters is 1 point out. Ty Majeski is 3 points out, which I bet you makes him wish that he would have won in that close finish with his teammate, because then that would have put him in. And Ty Gibbs is 6 points out of making the playoffs at the moment. Still a lot of racing left to go, though, before we really know who's good. But we can certainly tell certain drivers are the real deal. However, next week will be the real testament of who is really going to be strong in this championship run, as the Truck Series takes on the Nashville Superspeedway for the first time in 10 years, our first intermediate speedway of the 2021 season. The next time you'll be seeing us will be for the debut episode of Post Tech, where we go over all the festivities of the NASCAR Cup Series race at Texas Motor Speedway, which will be held on Sunday. And then the next Truck Series race, as I've already mentioned, will be the Nashville Superspeedway next week. And congratulations to Ryan Truex and company on scoring their first career win and securing a playoff berth at Texas World Speedway.